anything to show. But we'll see when we get to the actual match. We'll go through the ban phase to determine where we're going to play before all that. Cafe's still in there. Monka S. Oh, it's still in
there. There goes Theme Park. And Cafe, no, yes. Huh? No, okay. Clubhouse. All right, a good map for TSM. Not a great map for eUnited. Their one play on it versus Reciprocity was an easy loss. So, yeah, that's going to work out for TSM. They got the last ban, so they got to choose. So, thank you, TSM, for not bringing us to Cafe a third time in a row.
Yeah, major props for that. It's good to not have the same map through the whole day. You know, twice is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's all right. So, yeah, not a great map for eUnited, as you said. A decent one for TSM. They have played it 3 times in recent history. Lost it once against Ninjas of Pajamas, but they managed to beat Rogue and Dark Zero on this map in recent history. So, yeah, it's a good map for TSM, I'd say, overall. Who do you guys think is going to win this one? Probably going to be the most one-sided of the day. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's about right. Maybe even 95% at this point. It's just, I mean, TSM seem, unless they go to a bad map, seem pretty much undefeatable at the moment. I mean, they could have a bad day. Everyone has a bad day, certainly possible, but yeah, it's pretty rough for eUnited to have to play against them here, and just because it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be an uphill battle. Now, maybe this is when EU decides, you know, let's try some crazy stuff. We're up against the Titaneers, David versus Goliath. Maybe we could just do something crazy.
Yeah, maybe we can do something crazy indeed. We're going to load into the match, see what exactly happens. Now, looking at the bans here, the only thing either of these teams have banned on attack is Thatcher. So you can expect Thatcher to be banned, and then obviously we'll get something new. We'll find out what that is as we get to it. It'll be Hibana to start things off here from eUnited. Now, since Hibana's banned, the Thatcher might not be, because some teams don't like to double down on it, but we'll see in just a second.
There it is.
All right, so it did end up getting through. Again, the only operator that TSM has banned on attack of this map in recent history. Probably, I don't know, like a Goyo or something like that. Maestro could be, but it's Mira into a left turn. All right. Now, eUnited, last time they were here, they banned Wamai, and the defensive bans are seeing a huge upset. So, like, similar to that last ban, I guess it's really not prudent to make any kind of prediction based on what we've been seeing from either team, because we're seeing so much shift here. We saw it in the last match, both of the defensive bans, something that neither team had ever done on that map. And the Mira is the same way here, as is the Echo. Neither of these teams have banned either of these operators while playing on this map in recent history. That's in the last few months or so. So the only predictable ban of all 3 of these is the Thatcher ban. Everything else seeing some shift around.
Well, it's definitely... I'm definitely glad that the Maverick didn't get banned. I do like to see some good Maverick tricking on this map. This is definitely one of his good maps for it. And it could definitely speed things up as well, which is nice, because you don't want to see it just end up being like super juggling over Thatchers and all that stuff the whole time. And without the Thatcher, it's just, it's tricky. But actually, we're going to see the sneaky Capitao. He's very strong on this map, and so you often do see him banned. But Yeti also sneaking off the Goyo. So he will be bringing a castle for downstairs with the Mute Mozzie. Makes me think we'll see a bit of roam on this play, which is, again, not a huge surprise. But we'll see what they're actually going to do with this in terms of the castle plays. Going to have the Mute Mozzie rotating upstairs already. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to see some likely roam, maybe all the way up top here.
Probably.
So bringing the Mute Jammers. Yeah, this is the way you want to do it, of course. It's going to reinforce the cache wall to make sure that it's a much slower getting in. Although, at least they have the Thermite, so assuming that, you know, there's no the Mute Jammer isn't hard to deal with, might not have to Maverick trick it, but they might. I mean, they might have to waste time doing that. At least there's none on the other wall just yet, the hot tub wall. But that's the thing, is you've got 4 Mute Jammers. You can place them with Castle Barricades, you could place them with the reinforced walls up here. There's a lot of good denial. You see Cricks are actually placing one to stop a fair amount of rotations into that master bedroom, to make it harder to drone in there as well, and forcing them to kind of peek through the windows. And that's what this is all about. This is all about the SSG style of, let's just play ghosts up here. Let's just be really hard to get out of here and haunt the top floor as long as we can. It does help if you bring the Vigil with that, I think, as well, but they're opting out of that. Instead, they're going to bring the Legion, which is going to provide a little bit of extra intel to those players up there, potentially, if you bring some goo mines upstairs.
Oh, shucks, Bolo. I appreciate it. When are we getting a Bolotron? That's the question.
Yeah, I'd like one of those.
I would like one of those as well. Now, TSM already applying a lot of pressure over on the jacuzzi balcony. Going to be opening that up.
This is what you typically see, yeah, when they're trying to deal with the castle strats, opening up from the strip club side.
Yeah, opening up from the strip club, though, I mean, it's a very dedicated strip club clear. And yeah, it's a good understanding of the strategy here from TSM. I agree with you. This is the right play. The clear for the top floor is the main focus as well. And Bolo is the one at the forefront of that. He's got to deal with these pests, possible lesion traps that are placed in the workshop. Lots of layers to deal with. And luckily for Bolo, he's got somebody droning out for him. And it's going to be the Mozzie spotted at the island of Cash. Bolo missing some shots. Just barely missing these shots, tapping away at his enemy. Alfama will die to a single bullet. He'll die to anything. Anything at all. And there it is, the final kill. Bolo gets it. Or the final bullet for the kill, I should say, as there's still plenty of clearing to be done on the top floor. Yeti going undetected by the drone, who just fails to spot Yeti. That's going to be a bad read. Maybe it was called out. Hard to tell by the way that Bolo is playing. But no, it wasn't called out. A bad drone indeed. Yeti having an opportunity here. Not jumping the gun. Playing it very patiently. Might be opportunity missed. Depends on the timing of this whole thing. Capital could be very exposed here. Yeti finding himself in lounge. Oh man. This could be the round-winning play. So far, nothing's come of it just yet, though, because TSM have rotated their attack. And Yeti is trying to be very cautious with his positioning, knowing how potent it could be to the outcome of the round.
The patience from Yeti right here is just... It's got to be so hard not to strike.
Yeah. You can see he's actually behind Geo's projected push, as Geo is the only one who's set up to take blue right now. You can see that Yeti will be able to stop that single-handedly. This is effectively going to mitigate half of the attack, but Yeti will spring into action preemptively, push his way over towards New Blue, and take down the Capital. Geo gone. Only 10 seconds left for the attack. Bolo gets one on the entry. Back and forth is ensuing inside of Church, and it's looking like it's going to go the way of TSM. They've got enough control to plant, but Achieved has to cover Merc as this plant goes down. It's all on Yeti to deny it. Position known, though, and Achieved is going to double down on his angle. In the post-plant, both of these attackers are on low HP. The MPX is not going to be a problem for Yeti in this situation. The flank in the hallway seems to have not been called out just yet. Yeti not using the holes. But it's a good read from Achieved, and TSM will take the round. A solid hold there in the post-plant.
It is unfortunate for Yeti he was not more impactful in that round. It certainly helped taking down the blue pressure, making sure that they were able to play from there to try and defend Church. But the trades went out, and ultimately Yeti was forced to fight the rest of the fight alone. Great clear at the top floor with the exception of missing out on Yeti. Bolo really got lucky. First off, he got lucky. He did not get picked off by the Mozzie when he peeked it, and Mozzie, had he had faster reaction time, might have been able to get a kill onto Bolo. But then the fact that he also just barely got missed on the kill by Yeti as he was exiting Cash. So that was a close round. I mean, that was a fantastic roam to watch, though, and a little bit of obviously failed droning, giving him the opportunity, but well played by him in terms of not tipping his hand too early and being alive at the end. Honestly, it was just down to his site defenders losing far too many fights for him to be able to pull it back from that. He definitely played his part correctly, just down to, unfortunately, TSM were just much better on the attack, especially when time ran low. The upside for them is they know where most of the players are going to be positioned. You don't have to drone super thoroughly. It's more Arsenal you have to worry about the positioning, because inside Church, those positions are going to be relatively known for the most part, depending on how many players are left alive. But overall, great attack from TSM. They need to make sure to close the net a little tighter on their upstairs droning, but other than that, pretty good round from them.
Yeah, I gotta say, had somebody droned out the corner there, it would have been, I'd say, a much more one-sided affair, because then the blue attack would have actually worked out for TSM, and then a totally different story, right? Now, not done yet. Only one successful round for TSM. eUnited will switch up their site selection. They'll go over to Cash. This is, for some people, actually the preferred bomb site. Depends on the team, depends on the player. But eUnited looking a little bit uncomfortable on the bottom floor, so they're going to try everything they can here. Nothing really eventful happening so far. other than the wall, has been Maverick tricked. Waiting for runouts is achieved, but he gets the wall open. The garage pressure is going to make pushing through that wall really difficult. Obviously, that's what most teams know and avoid. So instead, they'll try to shift their way over to a workshop clear.
This is definitely a bomb site where I think they'll get more impact out of the Capitao, as of course he won't be flanked and killed this time. And now spotting that player as well will definitely help things here on the stack.
Yeah, that's a big drone there from Bolo, as he'll call out a player in Lounge. And the relevance of Yeti in Lounge is quite significant. He's got that C4 from below in all likelihood, and he'll be able to deny the plant. He's even got support. Or no, actually, he's just rotated. But still, powerful position hold. TSM needs to deal with that. Good that they know that they've got to deal with that before the round ends. Yeti has actually rotated upstairs, it seems. So, never mind. Dealt with.
I mean, I like that Yeti's really trying to be like the way Laxi kind of was in the past, where he's just this thorn in your side to deal with, especially late round. See if we can pull it off this round.
Oh, he's been spotted in the server rack. Merc, knowing an enemy's there, waiting for the enemy to give him the angle again. Dangerous, holding that angle like that. Could potentially cost you. Gonna open up for a nade attempt, hoping that the ADS has been cleared, and he messes it up. Hits the server rack instead. Goyo will stay where he is. Obviously, Goyo not rotating there means that there is still that opportunity for a nade, assuming there's no ADS, but he's not going to go for a second attempt just yet.
I think he did hit the shield at least, so, you know, it wasn't for nothing.
True. He does manage to get one of the shields on the cache doorway. Chiefs is going to get call out. That's the first kill of the round as we hit about 40 seconds. Big kill there. Lots of damage done to Merc off of one TCSG-12 shot. Grixer also gets Bolo with the C4. TSM starting to crumble, but it's not over yet. Getting worse and worse, though, as Forrest will get achieved. Grixer headshot onto Merc. It's just Pojoman and Geo now. Still bolts in hand, but there's that shield to deal with. Gonna have to be a firebolt to get that out of play. And there it is, forcing the rotate, and there's the kill from Geo. Great play from him. Damage done, though, to Geo as he gets put on low HP. An attempted plant here from the Thermite, but a rush-in from Geo will force Thermite off plant and into the fights. He'll have to find two, and with 3 seconds left, it doesn't seem likely. An attempted plant, but it will be easily stopped by Alfama.
Well, nicely done. Just playing angle play at the end of the day. eUnited, despite being relatively trapped in sight, mostly just playing the angles a little bit better. I mean, that, for example, that grenade that wasn't able to get the kill, things like that, working out a little bit in their advantage. Also, Yeti peeling away before he was able to be killed by Achieved. Definitely the smart thing to do. It's just angles, angles, angles at the end of the day and peaking at just the right time. TSM, while they're very good at that, just could only do so much to it. They did have a Capitao and grenades to try and deal with it, and they certainly tried to make that work. It was just, yeah, at the end of the day, not enough gunfights won, but I imagine we go to cash again, it might go TSM's way. Depends. We're going to go to Gym instead, though, as their defense won. They could go back to Church, but of course, they want to try something different here before they go back. So they're going to try Gym, see how that goes.
Need to locate and defuse bombs.
I imagine eUnited might pick up a few rounds, but I think at the end of the day, we all know it's very likely to go TSM's way, unless we see some serious stumbling. Because overall, TSM is still playing strong. They're just not always winning the gunfights.
Yeah. That was a pretty solid round there, I'd say, from eUnited. But yeah, the expectation is that there's not going to be too many of those. Plus, factor in that it's Clubhouse as well, defender-sided. I will say, though, if eUnited can repeat that success a few more times, I mean, it's not unlikely they might be able to bring this pretty far. Again, as I said in the lead into this match, eUnited are the team that typically, when going up against the top 4 squads in North America, make it really difficult for those squads. Bring it all the way to the brink. So at the very least, I mean, I'm expecting something along the lines of a 7-5 from eUnited, even if they're the ones who lose that 7-5.
We'll see.
Oh.
All the tools TSM needs.
How you doing, Devin?
I'm doing okay. How you doing? I'm just enjoying the games here. Some good games today.
We have had some good games today. A little bit of some messy games.
Yeah, you know, it happens.
Some really close games. This one's already shaping up well. It's all good to see.
Yeah, hopefully eUnited can keep up some pressure here and manage to actually pull off a few rounds. If not, who knows? Maybe an upset win. Not likely, but possible. Depends on if TSM gets a little sloppy. We did see some mistakes in the droning earlier, so there's openings and holes.
Definitely openings and holes. Opportunities abound here for both teams, really, as Forrest is able to seize upon one, getting achieved. Not sure exactly where that was from, but the kill is in. Looks like it was on south balcony, possibly from the server window. This wall was unsuccessfully Maverick tricked from Merc. Or no, successfully. I was just seeing it wrong because I can barely tell the wall texture from reinforced from unreinforced with the bitrate that I have right now. Trickster gets Merc. Nice shot there. TSM starting to crumble yet again. This is the second round on the top floor where eUnited have really been solid at winning their early picks, putting TSM in such a spot where it's going to be difficult for them to recover this round.
Again, it's eUnited. You can see them just pretty much holding their positions. They're just letting TSM walk into their sites, and it's working pretty well. They must have good intel and knowing where to peek. I gotta imagine those Valkyrie cameras are really helping out because they seem to peek at just the right time, and that definitely helps when you have the intel to make those judgment calls.
Certainly does. Oh, Bo's in an interesting spot. Nade goes out. It doesn't do anything. But the push in the hallway might. He finds one, but not the second. Call out. A great read in response there for fragging his teammate. Pojo Man sees an enemy, but chooses not to pull the trigger, looking for more. Nice reaction there from Geo, holding on the workshop push. It's not going to matter as it's all Pojo, and he's gone. Trickster, solid hold by the island, and eUnited will take their second round. So, gym defense, cash defense seems to be the zone for eUnited. TSM having a better time while attacking the bottom floor. Not a whole lot of success, though, on those top floor sites, which is kind of interesting. Usually, it's actually the other way around, where the bottom floor is one of the more easy to defend bomb sites, and the top floor, sometimes not so much cash, but definitely gym, is much easier to attack. TSM losing their early gunfights, again, is the main story here. As since they are losing those early gunfights, when they come to the execution into the bomb site, they just can't control enough of the angles for it to really matter. So many gunfights are lost early, resulting in many gunfights lost late. It's really that simple. eUnited going to go back to the bottom floor, though, for their second attempt. Didn't work out great the first time. We'll see if they can manage it a second time. I don't expect that Yeti is going to be undroned on the top floor this time around, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe he pulls it off a second time. I'd be really impressed by that. So,
10 seconds left.
the setup just finishing upstairs here for United. Nothing too crazy so far. There's that shotgun on Castle making its effect known.
Attacker's objective is to locate
This
a
is
bomb.
That was a great switch.
The shotgun on Castle.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially if Mozzie loses his, then even more important.
I think it was a really good switch. I think it was good balancing for Castle as an operator, but also came at a really bad time because we find ourselves in like the midst of a meta right now that's like you already wanted to play Castle before the shotgun. Now you have the shotgun, and it means you less and less need to play other operators that would take away from the meta because you have all that soft destruction there, and you don't need to bring a different operator to like actually have the soft destruction.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So, I mean, hey, good on him. It's probably best that at least he doesn't have like a C4, so there is that balance. Oh no, Castle would get a lot of play if he had a C4.
Probably, yeah. Imagine if we gave him an MP7.
Oh boy.
Let's give him a C4, an MP7, and let's make him a 3-speed.
Oh my God. Yeah, Castle would be an insta pick. At that point. See how effective he is in just not only burning time and utility, but also just allowing freedom of roam that you don't get without that. Wooden barricades don't do a whole lot for you sometimes in this game. And they are doing a good job holding this top floor here, as it's already been almost halfway through the round, and there's 2 players still sitting upstairs pre-firing angles.
Yeah. So this time, again, that top floor presence is addressed directly from TSM, which is it's different than what we were seeing last time. You'll see both of the roamers fall back, and both of them will get caught. Yeti wins the fight against Geo, but callout has been downed, and he's unlikely to be saved. That's huge from Yeti. Merc gets pre-fired, absolutely red, and Yeti will get his teammate back up. A really impressive performance from Yeti individually. He has just single-handedly gotten 2 kills, saved his teammate, and allowed them both to get back to the bomb site. The cutoff is already too late from Bolo, I believe. and eUnited in control of this round, firmly in control.
Yeah, this is absolutely looking like it could be an EU round. Unless TSM go frag heavy, manage to pick up a 2K here, a 2K there, or at least trade out each of their kills with a 2K, it's looking really good for them to be able to hold this off. Especially goo mines are going to be left to really slow down any kind of push in for a plant as well. And then there's plenty of C4s, I think, likely on board. Also, the Pulse still alive to call those out. There's one of the goo mines. You saw a couple there as well from the viewpoint of the Legion.
And that's going to slow things down significantly, like you mentioned. And since we're hitting the last 30 seconds, it matters even more. The information from the Pulse will be very important over by blue. Here comes the push, though. It's from the main stairs onto the church wall. C4 detonated, but it doesn't get anything. Blue control, not established yet, but it's attempted here from the Zofia. Push into armory, stopped by Callout. Alfalma gets one over by blue, and there's another for Callout. It's a flawless round for eUnited, despite how close it came to be an actual TSM round. That roam clear was the real downfall for TSM. They couldn't manage to get those two players pinched, and yet they had two, maybe three opportunities to shut them down, and it just couldn't happen because Yeti was there and he was on fire.
I mean, Yeti, when it comes to that roam, has been spectacular. I mean, he had the getting away with what he got away with the very first round, flanking Capitao and chasing down the Buck as long as he could. And then that round as well, like you said, just single-handedly turning a small opportunity into a huge one for them by getting that second kill, just basically baiting his teammate for a second. Not literally baiting him, just taking advantage of the fact that he knew Merc was going to try and push for the kill and pre-firing it. And then getting to saving the castle so they could just dominate at the very end there. It's really the story of, like, again, they have all the utility to clear players out. They're doing droning. It's their execution on killing roamers that's just really faltering. Or even just pushing into sight when they know the positioning of players or should know the positioning of players. The first round, it worked fine. It's just since then, they can't seem to execute on any static EU players, no matter what they seem to know. It's, like I said, they have the utility for it. So it's I gotta imagine some misuse of utility, because every single operator on attack, even if you count the flashes from Pojo, have something they can contribute to taking down people in positions or roamers. And yet it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not going very well right now for the attacking side in general, I'd say. United, when they get onto attack, that's another thing. We have to think about how they're going to be doing. But we're not there yet. It's only a few rounds into this first half. There's still plenty of time for TSM. TSM could still win this half. Even going 3-3 on attack at Clubhouse, that's you winning the half. So
yeah, that's fine.
Keep it in mind. We're not quite done yet. We're getting there, though.
TSM. That's why we're starting to worry.
I guess that's definitely that is something to consider. Yeah, considering it is TSM, we expect them to be winning a little bit more dominantly than this. But you know, here we are.
Now they will be spending time mavericking the garage. That means they really want to take down the player on Rafters. That's undoubtedly going to be there, and that's down to Geo managing to land a firebolt. Usually, oh, shots fired though from behind.
Yep, shots fired from behind, and it's Alfalma doing some work from the gym, trying to stop the push in through the garage. It's also Callout there to support him. Bolo will get Yeti, but Bolo ate a little bit of damage there. Burke did too, so it's not an even exchange, but at least United isn't fully out of that exchange with nothing to show for it. And at least get some damage done.
Plus it's Yeti, who's been quite a thorn.
Yeah, that's true. Yeti has been one of the most impactful operators for his team. Though it's going to be Forrest on top of Catwalk to be doing significant work in this round. As he takes down Merc and continues to hold on to Garage. A run out here from Alfalma is stopped, and a triple for Forrest meanwhile. Inside of Garage, he drops and really lays down the law. This is my territory. You can't have it. See if TSM responds. Right now, nothing yet. Rotation back there from Alfalma, and a little bit of a pause, as we've still got a lot of time in this round.
The lack of coverage from that garage doorway, I think, pretty much just cost them this round. Like, they had 3 people stack into a single entry and no one to cover the cross. Like, this is just... If TSM can pull this off, it's pulling a rabbit out of a hat at this point because of that. Just Force being able to get the 3 and get away, just now traded.
Yeah, they will eventually get him. I mean, that's the important thing, right? And it means that they have garage control. And that's really important as well. It will set them up to maybe go for a plant, but with C4 in play here, it's going to be difficult to pull off. There also might be a C4 from below because they had to forfeit that downstairs control. No, there is not. Not right now, at least. Push has to come, and it has to come now. There's really not time for this waiting.
C4 to try and defend this here, and it goes out, unfortunately, for Pojo Man. That's going to stop the defuse plant. All they've got to do now is burn 8 seconds. Alfalma doesn't even wait for it. Cheat goes down. Easy pick off, and EU again with another round.
Well played there to eUnited.
They're looking good on these cash defenses, I have to say.
Yeah.
This upstairs, just...
TSM having trouble clearing out the top floor, that's for sure. We'll see if they're able to actually do something more than what we're having them do on attack. I mean, like, getting 2 rounds out of the attack is not bad. That's for sure. It's not great, but it's not bad. You can make it work, I think is the way to put it. So it will come down to getting this last round, in my opinion. Even if we do a switch, I don't know. Are we really going to see a repeat of the last match? That's the real question. Because it's possible that there's only going to be that one attack round 1 in this match. Same thing as last time. And then, and then TSM will take it. But we're not there yet. We're not there.
Well, we'll see. I mean, eUnited is definitely showing a lot of potential. I think what they're doing as well is they're exploiting every single little hole they see in TSM. TSM is making some small mistakes, and they're being punished. Like, for example, like I was pointing out last round, the fact that they stacked 3 people through the hole in garage, not realizing, hey, the guy up there could just shoot us, and having no one to cover the cross on the garage door, that was a huge mistake. That cost them 3 people. I mean, they really should have been able to fight back better against it, but it was really, that's all you needed was someone covering the cross. So it's small things like that.
Yeah. And, well, it didn't work out. Didn't work out in the end, sorry. And because of that, ended up going the way of United again, because mainly because they didn't clear out that top of garage. And then all Force really needed to do was just drop.
Well, they are going to be trying to open the garage again. Or not the garage, but the hot tub again. Try and pressure into Jim here. And this is something they failed at pretty heavily last time in terms of actually pressuring Jim effectively.
Like it's going to be a slow going here on the wall, but it gets opened up eventually. And Bola will be tasked with getting the soft destruction. Wall fully open, control established. Now they can start using that to attack the bomb site. They need to be wary of lots of things, like C4 from below. You can see that being mitigated as an option, or like eliminated actually as an option for TSM. Since they open up that window. Well, it's not fully open. It might force a vault. You gotta be careful about that if you're the attacking team. He's doing some really important things here by opening up these windows.
Reloading! Would be more important if you could actually get a kill through them, but eUnited's not really going to give them a freebie like that.
Of course not.
They will be denied on quite a bit of droning with the Mute Mozzie combo, especially upstairs, where you can really get a lot of good bottlenecks. Without the Thatcher, of course, to help clear those. They really need the IQ to also help spot where those are, if they can try and take out some of those from different angles, but it is a solid route, so it is difficult.
They just use stuns to try and clear ADS, and they don't clear ADS because they detonate on the player before they can get to the ADS's radius. So the nade is caught by the ADS, which wasn't cleared. I'm guessing he doesn't have any impacts, which is why he decided to use a stun. Wall getting opened up here. Maestro's location and his probability called out, and call out will have to fall back. But he gets out of that alive, and that's the most important thing. If the ADS had been cleared out, that would have been a pretty easy kill. But not the case. Stun goes in the hallway, no one's there. Stun followed up by an impact, which could have been used to clear ADS again. Weird situation playing out right now. But they got bathroom control. They haven't opened up the castle barricade into Jim just yet, which means the push there is going to be stopped somewhat. Merc will get Alfalma, who's attempting to play in the site. A good cutoff here from TSM, to be honest. They've got solid control over the Gym, but they're not going for the plant. They're focusing on the frags right now. Merc has been downed. Forrest and Grixer in the 2v3. Poachman now attempting the plant. The marks are going down, though, on the attempted plant. C4 has missed. That's bad for Grixer. He could have denied the plant. He at least moved it, as it's a second attempt on the plant for the C4. Geo shuts down Forest. It's just Grixer. He's trying to stop the plant from below, but he can't do it anymore. Not enough information, it seems. Knows there's somebody on the stairs. He must have heard it. It's going to be hard to win this gunfight. The positioning from Merc is really good, and there it is. TSM will take their second round for the first half, thus at least keeping them in the match.
That's definitely a lot more like what we should have seen from TSM on the previous rounds. Once they get in, again, you know where most of their positioning is. They did misuse utility, I think, a little bit, like really started to struggle with their utility towards the end. I think there was even Evil Eyes still up, marking them out for the defenders to try and C4 a shotgun from below. But at the end of the day, just kills. That's what did it. They were able to take out enough of the players to make a huge difference there, and we should have seen that more rounds. Now they're going to be on defense, though. This is where it gets fun for them. They're going to go for the Mute Mozzie Castle Vigil strat, but they're going to bring one extra piece here, which is the Clash to slow things down. I don't know if that'll work well for them or not. There is the Zofia and the Capped Out to be able to counter that, as well as plenty of grenades if those could be hit in the right spots. So I don't know if that's the right choice for Geo, but this is certainly an extremely delay-heavy setup for them.
Yeah, definitely. Very delay focused, and I mean that's typical for the defense, though. I mean, is anybody surprised? Are you surprised by the setup we find on TSM right now? Please raise your hands if you're surprised. If you are, welcome to Rainbow Six Pro League. The meta is very what's the word, Devin? Help me out here.
I don't know.
10 seconds left.
I don't know either. You know, it's really hard to pin down, to be honest. Like on the exact wording.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, to be honest, because there's so many different things it could be. Like summing it up in one word, I don't know if you can really do it. Some people will say something like maybe static or rigid, but
Stiff,
yeah. but it also at the same time now, the thing is about that, you've got so many options, so it's complicated. The idea behind every operator you bring is the same, but then the operators you bring, that's malleable. So it like you got options. I don't know, it's weird. Now, Jacuzzi Wall getting opened up here. It is a basement defense, but because we're doing the roam strategy here from TSM, you've got to clear upstairs first, so you got to start somewhere. This is a difference between TSM setup and eUnited setup, where eUnited did not reinforce this wall, if I recall correctly. And this is going to make the clear for eUnited much slower, because they have to trick the wall open.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing the same attacker lineup, too. So this is like, it's pretty close to being a mirror in that sense, except for the Clash being brought and the Vigil. So I think TSM are better set up. As you mentioned as well, this wall being reinforced, smart play there on to a hot tub. So overall, TSM set up well for this, but this was also something that was semi-successful, I suppose, from EU the second time around.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is now we switch sides. I mean, the success we've seen has got to be, we got to temper our expectations here, change them a little bit. As now TSM have the advantage of defense, and they're doing a great job of delaying. They still even have the roamers upstairs. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't have a roamer upstairs. Grixer will take down Merc. A really impressive shot there through the barricade. And, well, eUnited find themselves now one man up. Still not much time to work with. Yeah. Solid delay, I'd say. I'll follow him up, put to low HP. Nate going in there for Forest, and it won't do enough damage to Bolo for it to matter. Or to Geo, or... I mean, I don't even think it did any damage. I think Bolo took damage from something else.
The Clash is doing a good job holding them off on Moto, at least.
Yeah, the Clash is the only, like, is the biggest difference, I guess. But it's the same idea for the Clash. Impact tricking going out there, and that's the last exothermic from Callout, so it's all on Forest to open that wall, or rather that drop down. He's not going to do that. By the way, the odds of him opening kitchen drop and not dying in the process, slim to none. So he won't even try. eUnited has to find a different route into the site. With only 15 seconds left, they don't have a lot of options. It's going to be a main stairs rush into Armory. Yeti's going to open the wall. No, sorry, it's going to be Alfalma, but the rush is the same. Bolo there to stop it. He gets one. Chief gets another. Though there's site control established for eUnited. Impressive and surprising. Call out going for the plant, 000. It'll need to be stopped by Achieved. Grixer's there to cover, and Geo will be the one to stop it through the shelving unit. Great angle there from Geo. We'll see it in a second, or we won't. Anyway, TSM stopping that plant on the 000, and time, once again, the reason why a defensive team wins the round.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a little bit of a mishap in not really having a great defensive arsenal, very focused on Church. And eUnited did do a good job of trying to take advantage of that by jumping down and just trying to get that plant down. Unfortunately, it was stopped, as you said, through the shelving unit, but it was still a pretty good hold by TSM. They just needed to have a little bit better coverage of Arsenal because they put a lot of eggs in the Church basket. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still one for them. And I think TSM likely to sweep quite a few of these rounds back now that they're on defense. And of course, playing very well with that. But we'll see how their top floor defense is, because top floor was definitely a very good one for eUnited for the most part. They were, regardless of the bomb site, defending top floor successfully. So we'll see how eUnited's attacks go on that. Again, they're bringing the same lineup. So really, attack has not changed throughout these 7, now 8 rounds. I'm pretty sure not a single change on who they're bringing. So it's too bad I didn't go with the Monty. That would have been funny. Darn 6 picks. I still think Monty is a better pick than people are giving credit for. I think the teams that have been bringing it and doing well with it have, that play well with it, have been having success. You see Pengu, for example, using it pretty well in G2. It's in this current meta with all the stuff you have to struggle through, the slow slog through the defensive setup. I think he end arounds a lot of it if you could just manage to avoid C4s and things like that. And toxic gas, but smoke hasn't been getting brought as much as he used to, really. So if you can read into when they're not bringing smoke, I don't know. I think it's more viable than people are giving credit for, as long as you have a really good Monty player.
I think it's just that you had to bring so much soft destruction. That's what it is. I mean, it's
checklists.
Yeah, you got your checklist. You got your soft destruction, your hard destruction. On Clubhouse, it's even worse because, you don't just have to bring a lot of soft destruction. You also have to bring a lot of hard destruction. And then some of it gets banned out, so your options are limited. And you get to a point where it's like, well, we don't have a spot to give over to a Montaigne. We just can't do that. So, yeah, I hear you, but the reasoning is sound for some of these teams, I think. For sure.
You could swap it out for the Capitao if you have a good enough player to be able to play around the Monty well enough. But I get what you mean for sure. It's very difficult in this current meta to be super flexible and attack. Oh, nicely done. Merc almost lost that too.
Yeah, well, no, Merc did lose that. I'm surprised he almost won it.
Fofo-san. Almost lost that.
Yeah. Force managed to win it in the end. I'm surprised, to be honest, that Merc did not win that. And I'm sure he is too. Yeti will win the fight onto Hojo as well. So that's garage control. The wall, I believe, has gotten opened up. No, it hasn't. Force has been struggling with Maverick tricking that. And that's going to really slow down his team, to be honest. Oh, wait. It partially has been opened. It just needs a soft destructor. You see Alfama rotating over to do that. He'll get the wall open. And then eUnited have an avenue into the bomb site. I don't think they're going for a workshop take based on their current positioning. The reason they won't go for a workshop take is because they've already gotten control of garage, which means they have their 2-prong attack that they want.
Is Yeti gonna? He's definitely concerned about that Evil Eye. He was not able to take it out correctly.
Yeah, it was protected by the shelf in that situation. The grenade fell under the shelf, so with the current fragmentation system that we have, the shelf.
You had to cook that really well, I think.
Yeah, you have to cook it really well so it lands near the Evil Eye. Nade goes on the top of Cash, pushes the player off. It's the push from Force, though, that's really got to see success, and it will. Force gets one. Geo will shut down one more push into the site, but the plant's going down. C4 is shot midair, and so will not detonate. Valkyrie caught by Forrest, who is just proning in the rotation, and eUnited will take their first attack on the Cash.
Good round for Forrest overall. I think his near-death experience really just heightened his senses there for those last 2 kills, just playing excellently on the top of Cash stairs, getting 2 kills, even the pistol finish there. So overall, great round for him, and we are looking down the barrel of a possible EU victory over TSM.
That could happen.
That is something that only 88% of you thought could happen.
Yeah, total of 8%. Wow, that is really low.
You lucky few.
Yeah. I will say again that eUnited is that team that typically they go really well with the top 4 squads. Seems like the stronger their opponents, the better eUnited plays. They have this weird kind of thing that happens. Who knows? It could still be a comeback from TSM.
Maybe it's that they do a better job studying all the VODs of the top 4 teams, or like the top 4 teams become more predictable somehow to them. It's just like the way that they counterplay them being what gives them strength, I suppose. But either way, at the end of the day, it's, eUnited bringing it back. And I think there's a good chance they can get to at least 6 before TSM can, and at the very least get 1 point, because eUnited have been having a really good showing, and again, exploiting the holes that TSM are having. It's tough here because TSM we know can do better than this. But they're not playing badly either, just making mistakes. And it's an off day for TSM, it seems. So hopefully they can bring it back though, because I would like to see this a little bit closer. Despite it would be fun to see EU take it out here.
Gonna do the soft destruction before they do the hard destruction.
All right.
The way they don't have to rotate the player later, and that's fine. All well and good. It also makes like seeing what's broken and what's not a little bit easier for Forrest. You gotta be really careful as he does this. And most people will go on repel to do this. And instead, Forrest is just going for it. That's so dangerous. Oh, that's so dangerous. And he gets away with it, too. That's the crazy thing. How does he get away with that? I'm sure TSM's going to rewatch this VOD and be like, oh, we could have just killed him that whole time.
Dang it. Well, they almost did that last round, right?
Yeah. I think they're just not expecting Forrest to try and open it up like that. I mean, it's a very weird way to do things.
Well, if he gets away with it, he gets away with it.
Yep. And he does. So, avenue opened up for eUnited. They know where they want to execute. Still plenty of mute jammers in play here, though, for TSM, and it's going to slow down the droning. Something really amazing transpiring so far. Master control. So it will be a split take here from eUnited. Instead of going for garage, really, you take garage if you get it on chance, right? But if you don't get it on chance, if you don't get lucky, it's probably more practical to go for a workshop take, and then you can do the workshop server split, and that's exactly what eUnited are doing, because they haven't gotten the pick and garage that they got the last time they were attacking the site.
I just noticed we're seeing a Maverick DMR too. How rare is that? I mean, is that the DMR is running on there? Or no, maybe not.
Yeah, it is the DMR.
Is it? Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a rare thing to see.
We've been seeing it, from Forrest through this whole half. He's oddly using it. The DMRs are good for soft destruction in many situations now after the change, so I guess it makes sense.
That's true, that did help.
Yep. Obviously not going to be as good as like Glass sniper rifle or Kali's sniper rifle for soft destruction at long range, but you can do something with it at least. He's going in there. Yeti's going to get Geo from below. Good job to Yeti. He's also setting up a nade to get one on the island, but there's no one there anymore. Rotate's already in. Bolo gets a double kill meanwhile, while this is all happening downstairs. A triple kill even for Bolo. That one sounded like a one-tap. eUnited suddenly, because of Bolo's efforts, put between a rock and a hard place. Ultraman will shut down Yeti on the staircase, and there's the final kill for Merc. TSM locking out the site this time around, thanks to Bolo's efforts. We didn't catch where it actually happened, but it was still pretty impressive.
Yeah, it got a little chaotic towards the end of that round there. TSM just barely being able to pull it out. There's the confusion about how Yeti even hit his own shot that Pojo Man was complimenting him on. Might have just been a weird timing thing. But
yeah, Yeti's even talking about it. It's like, I shot him through concrete.
Like, wait, how did that work? Okay, whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah, I wonder what he's talking about.
I'm glad to see though that they're laughing about it rather than being salty.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is TSM is, they're really set in the season. I think they're already pretty comfortable. I don't think they're too worried.
Very true.
And then on the side of United, they've got a lot less to fight for, I guess. Realistically speaking. So yeah, that's probably what they're thinking about when playing this match. And at the most, United can get 5th, maybe. Because Luminosity lost today. So United could get. I mean, well, they're currently in 7th because Tempo managed. Or wait, was that the second win for Tempo.
Well,
Hard to think.
gonna be playing only a little bit of roam this time,
No.
right? No. Just kidding. They're not gonna have the clash though, at least. So I wonder if they're gonna have some of those Grishamont mines to back them up in terms of some of the roam that they'll be playing, like because they don't have the Legion to be able.
They don't have the Legion to be able to slow things down, so that'll put more pressure on the rest of the roamers to just be more attentive with their roam and do everything they can to avoid just getting walked up on. As this broadcast is being plagued by many an internet error, Alfama will take down Bolo. Yeti also on low HP though, but that's Bolo gone still, and since he has been the hero for TSM for many of these rounds, getting rid of him early is significant. Looks like he was trying to play in the bar. Very dangerous position to play. I can understand it as a vigil, but it's still a huge risk. Still a lot of focus being placed from United onto the top floor. It's going to take them a while to clear out this top floor, as it already has, despite them getting the early kill. Again, lots of time being expended.
Well, if they could just finish off Yeti here, then it would be okay for TSM to have traded the Vigil for him, but they need to get that. But instead, achieved the next one to die. So that's a C4 off the board as well. So looking pretty good for eUnited to possibly take this round, as long as they can keep their time management under control.
Big spot there for Grixer, as this is starting to look a lot like match point right now, guys. The odds of TSM bringing this back are very slim at this point. United just need to stay diligent, keep their guns up, and keep focused on the objective, and they'll be able to take this one pretty easily. Still one roamer here for TSM. That's the focus here for United. They've droned him out, and ooh, he's gone. Nice shot there from Forrest. TSM in a 2v5 to avoid match point. Almost.
Again, Forrest on this Maverick has been a force to be reckoned with, it seems.
He really has,
He's definitely doing very good, especially given an unconventional gun. Yeti's still being alive here, despite all that's gone down in a 2v, essentially 5. This is looking so good for United to bring this home.
There's another one of those little buffs to the DMRs. They can open up those drop downs, so that makes it, again, much more valuable, much more viable. Dio and Pojo trying to wait this out as long as they possibly can. Don't got a lot of. There's still plenty of time actually for United. So there's not a lot of wiggle room here for TSM. When the execution comes, when the collapse comes, it will be probably a bloodbath, and probably end up going the way of United. The only way this could be thrown is if United somehow let this taper into 1v1 after 1v1, and no one takes damage off of each other. Church wall opened up, making the defense even more difficult. But there's Geo playing by black box. This is a very dangerous position to play like that. Yeti pre-fires it. He had information, clearly. Now it's a UMP in the hands of Pojo Man. In a 1v5, he has to stop the plant and kill 5 players. It's not going to happen. eUnited will clean that up. A flawless round to put TSM on a match point. This no longer can be a TSM win. At best, it could be a draw. And at worst, it goes to eUnited. I guess worst for TSM. Best for eUnited, that's for sure. Now, eUnited through this season, if we take a look at their record, really doesn't have a great record overall. They've only managed to win 2 matches. They've got 3 draws. If they win this, it will be their 3rd win overall, of course. And that would be a really big up for them. One that I think not many people were expecting. In fact, I don't have the predictions right in front of me right now, but I bet the predictions are almost 100% United. Yeah, almost done. Almost 100% TSM. So, back to the bottom floor for TSM. See if they can bring this to a draw, or if this is going to be another win. Only a matter of time, I suppose. We find out. 2 more rounds maximum, so about 6 minutes. A little bit more. Looks like it's going to be another roam strategy for TSM, though it hasn't been working out very well for them so far. United's clear of the top floor has actually been one of their stars of the show, one of their key pieces to this attack. And if they can continue to attack as efficiently as they have on those top 2 floors while it's a defense of the bottom floor, TSM's going to have a struggle. I mean, I don't know. If I'm TSM, maybe at this point, I'm starting to go, hey, maybe we should all anchor. Everyone anchor. Let's do the top. You know, if you want, you can do the setup and then still anchor. And then that'll make eUnited's very slowly clear. But I would not be roaming at this point if I were TSM, just because of how poorly it's worked out for them so far. Tunnel going to get opened up here by call out. And it looks like it might be a rush here from eUnited. They've obviously read that there's nobody in the bomb site, and they're rushing through blue and dirt tunnel. It's worked out decently so far. Barricade gets opened up, 2 players down. Bolo's going to clean up one of them. There goes Yeti. And Achieved inside of blue is going to get Grixer. So it's a 2v3 right now in favor TSM. Make that... Oh yeah, no, a 2v3 is actually Alfalma had picked himself up and put it into a 3-on-3. Last 2 attackers are trapped inside of dirt. Don't know if the defenders are aware of this or not. They're clearly aware there's somebody inside of dirt. They've trained all of their weapons on that location. Forrest is going to rotate to try and do something different, try and catch his enemy from a different angle. There's still plenty of time. He doesn't need to rush this. You can see he's crouching, though, trying not to give away his position. He's slow enough. He's careful enough. He won't make much noise. He's crouching and alt-walking. With 2 minutes left, there's no reason not to. Gunshots to cover the sound, and it works out great for eUnited. Beautiful team play there. Well, 2v2. Well, going out there. Sees the enemy. Can't land the shot. Bolo's head spotted, so he'll rotate. He goes deeper into Arsenal. Call out and Fofo trying to establish the crossfire, but there's no one in between them. Push into Arsenal. That's blue control lost. That could be bad for Forrest in the long run. Stuns go out. And oh no, Forrest is down from Church. And from deep in Arsenal, Bolo will land his shots. TSM bring this 1 round closer to a draw.
It certainly looked like it could go that way, but man, United just deciding to potentially throw away their round lead. I mean, okay, we see rushes come out sometimes just to try it. You know, you've got enough point lead, but you're up against TSM, one of the toughest teams to defeat, and you're going to take a risk like that? That probably was not the play. They did bring it pretty close, at least in terms of trying to make it happen at the end there, taking advantage of the time that they had left. And still, Forrest doing really well with that DMR. It's surprising. But at the end of the day, it was still a TSM round win and probably wasn't the best play. But we'll see Jim now. So this is looking like... Well, actually, this is the first Jim defense here we're seeing come out from TSM. So things could go either way, but eUnited really just need to close out one more round, avoid a tie, because a tie isn't going to hurt TSM that much, but a win would definitely help eUnited.
Yeah, TSM's basically a shoo-in for first place at this point. Every point's nice, but you know they're mostly playing for the record. Although the record has somewhat been tarnished, as they had that perfect 10-1-1. Now, at best, they're going to have a 10-2-1. At worst, a 10-1-2. So, ruined, absolutely ruined. Oh, we were so close to a 1-1-1-1. Devin, TSM let that greatness slip away.
I know, right? Come on, guys.
Great job to eUnited, though, bringing it to match point. I mean, even if they don't win, even if this is a draw, I mean, they can still put it on their resumes that they brought TSM to that 6-6. And I think,
and on a map they're good at as well.
I'm not being even sarcastic here. I mean, let's be real about this for a second. eUnited are having a really bad season. TSM are having a great season. And the fact that this is as close as it is really impressive for eUnited in particular. And I'd say they've been playing fairly well. He tried, yes. I'd say that United's been playing fairly well. And again, this is more of United being really good at taking on the Titan teams. Alfalma trying to go for a sneak up from the staircase while the wall gets opened up. There might not be anyone actually watching the staircase. I think Alfalma's actually found himself pretty high up on that staircase. He could do some work from that position. Yes, he has. He's at the top now, getting droned in by his teammates. Mark's coming out. There's an evil eye, though, so Alfalma cannot spring into action just yet. He has to be patient here. Uzi wall opened up. Nade going out to clear out one of the shields. Goyo's shield, but it doesn't go far enough to damage Alfalma, who springs into action in the hallway and gives away his position. Now there's somebody here to stop him. It's Merc to hold onto that staircase with the shotgun. He'll rotate as Alfalma is audibly noticed to have left. And TSM regain their control of the staircase. They're focused now on cash primarily. And oh, what a big win there for Bolo as Grixer goes down, trying to push in through server. Bolo getting control here in the server area, gets thrown out from behind, but wins the gunfight regardless. Really impressive gunplay from Bolo. He's keeping his team in this as Forrest is trying to do the opposite for his squad. The constant back and forth really between Forrest and Bolo in this round at least. Lots of drones being shot out here. No picks yet on the execute from the wall. The cash control is established for eUnited though. That's really big. It's just a waiting game for TSM. A little bit of damage done both ways there. Not a whole lot, though. Ooh, that's a big one. More damage being incurred on that balcony. Forrest will get Geo. Also a huge kill, but Achieved finally shuts down Forrest. The push in through the master bedroom, though, works out great for the attack. Putting more pressure on Bolo and Achieved. Bolo's got a good angle here. He could do some work. Oh, bad rotate, though. It's all on Achieved to win the 1v2. He gets one. That's Diffuser down. Alfama will die to a single shot, and Alfama wins it with the headshot. eUnited takes the round and the match. A beautiful play there for eUnited in a situation where Alfama certainly should have lost. And there you go. 7-5 victory for eUnited. They will be the ones to take home the 3 points. Big round from Alfama. And, well, an unexpected upset victory for many people.
Fofosan, especially a big part of that. That DMR Maverick play was surprising. I wouldn't have expected that. It worked very well. As you mentioned, DMR did get a slight buff in terms of the destruction. We saw him use that on the hatch as well to open the stock hatch once. But overall, you don't expect that level of play from a Maverick, especially maybe that's going to become a new meta. But overall, Forrest also has some really good defenses. So a very impressive match from him. I think he was definitely a big part of them being able to win that. You saw his frag count was definitely very high as well. Just overall, impressive play from eUnited. Last time the draw that hurt them before TSM was against Luminosity. Now they've lost against Rec and against eUnited. So there are teams that can put up a fight against TSM finally.
Yeah, I also think part of it has to do with where TSM is right now. I think they're not really feeling that kind of pressure, but that's all speculation. We don't really know. What we do know is that regardless of the situation going in terms of the pressure, is eUnited managing to take that win is just straight up impressive. I mean, you really have to be. A lot of people are going to be shocked by that one. It was on Clubhouse too. We can't use the bad map excuse for that. So, it's not to be written off. So well played to eUnited. I especially have to say, well played to Alfama at the end there. That really easily could have been a victory for TSM had Alfama, or not a victory for TSM, but a draw for TSM, had Alfama lost that 1v1. And given the HP that he had, he probably should have lost that 1v1. But not the case. Just waiting on something, and then we should be able to get to the interview. But we can't do it just yet. Because we are missing something. And there we go. So we should have an interview ready. And Devin's going to take this one.
Hopefully it'll work.
Hopefully.
Looks like you'll be doing it, yeah.
And I'll be doing this one. So we got an interview with eUnited. Well, let's get them up on the screen. How's it going, Alfama?
It's going well. It feels good.
I can see that you're very happy about that win.
Yeah, I yelled quite a lot after this match. I have to say.
I mean, that. Oh boy, that last round.
It was really stressful.
I imagine so, but I mean, a sliver of HP, and you still managed to win it out against that TCSG 12. Biggest thing is that if you hadn't landed the headshot, there was no way you were going to win that. That's really impressive stuff.
Like, from my hand, it all comes down to him picking, because they have the info. I have an Evil Eye spotting me full time. He knows I'm coming here, and if he's just running away, dropping the hatch, there's nothing I can do. And I'm lucky he's holding the angle, and I'm really lucky he's straight on the headline, because if he's crouching or anything, I'm dead.
That is a good point, yeah. And well done taking that one. And that's usually what most players in those kinds of situations, they're aiming between the headline and the crouch, and because it's so common to aim crouch level these days. In fact, I've actually seen a couple Siege players recently who are playing other games and testing them out, actually tweeting about how it's so weird to them because they aim like center mass, and now they're playing something else, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to rework my wires. So what is it that made you think to aim head level there?
It's all about the HP. I have like 5 HP, something like that. I don't know my HP. I know I'm super low HP. I'm like, if I don't hit this one shot, there is no way we're winning this round, and we're throwing a win, and we need that win. God, we needed that win. I haven't won anything since the French Heaven. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, last time I won an official match, it was in Paris on stage, and it was the French Nationals. And then since then, it's been in November. We're in April, and it's my first victory since then. So like, finally.
Well, I have been watching your individual progress on this team through North America. Actually, I think I've casted all of your matches in the second half. And I got to say, you as an individual, I feel like you've been playing and you've been winning, as an individual. But it's great to see your whole squad. Everyone's looking really solid now. Do you think that this is something to do with just the slow build that it takes with roster changes, getting in sync with everyone and like developing the team and all the strategies? Do you think it's a matter of time and you guys have hit that point now?
So definitely, first thing first, I couldn't get all these good kills that I'm getting, all this team play I'm getting without my team. I think they're doing an incredible job, and they're all like super invested in getting a team that's playing together and not individuals playing together. So that's the first thing, and thank you, obviously. And then the second thing is we had a couple of losses, like this second split with me. We actually had as a team a war split and a first split with Reed as a sub, who was amazing at my spot, and I want to say that Reed is a phenomenal player, and he definitely deserves to play Pro League. I think all this loss that we got, it allowed us to build up on and pinpoint every single problem we had in that team, and every time we went in full debrief during minutes and minutes and hours straight after each game. We spent the night watching our VODs, analyzing what was wrong, which concrete solutions we could bring in. The team has been putting a lot of work into this. Straight after each loss, we just stayed up like at 5 or 6 a.m. still working on it, and finally seeing it paying it off. It's amazing, and I hope we're gonna finish well against Evil Genesis on Monday.
Now, what you're talking about, all that work that's being put in, do you think that there's any particular people involved in your team, whether it be an analyst or a coach or just an individual player, that you think is putting in like an above board effort, like so much so that it deserves a shout out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you know who I'm talking about. First, thanks to our staff, that's for sure. They're helping a lot. But second, I have to say that Call-Out has been working like I've never seen such a hardworking guy. I mean, at one point I might think it's unhealthy. The guy is just always working. It's just it's actually like it's insane, and I don't understand why people are so mean to him, because like he's an incredible leader. An incredible leader is super valuable. He's working a lot on everything, touching up on everything, and he's always that one guy that like everyone is following him and everyone respects him, and it's I think the right thing to do in this team.
So, yeah, I mean, I obviously, I'm sure it probably mostly comes down to the stats, and that's what most people look at. But it's great to hear your inside perspective, because you have a better grasp as a player on the team of who's contributing what to the squad's success. So it's great to hear that Call-Out's doing a lot, and we can see at least in the planting statistics that Call-Out is a really, really good planter. He gets that diffuser down.
Yeah, that's only when we're covering him though, because sometimes just because we want to, we want him to have bad stats, so sometimes we just don't cover him for fun.
Oh yeah,
so he's mad.
Of course,
he's mad at us.
Of course, yeah, that makes total sense. Well, congratulations on I believe your first win in North America, Alfalma. So that's really significant. And is there anything you want to say to everybody watching right now before we end the interview?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to all the French fans that stayed up late to watch us tonight. That's a lot. And I also want to say a big thank you to eUnited. They're the one that came to me and saved me out of my bench and offered me this amazing opportunity of living in another state, crossing an ocean, and discovering a new land, basically. And there's one guy here that deserves all my love. It's Yeti. He's straight behind me. He's been doing everything for me. We rent a flat together. He welcomed me and his family for Christmas. I want to say, like, it's just amazing. I have no word for that. That's just a good human.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Yeti for letting you play, and you definitely seem to be fitting in well with the team, and everything's starting to come in line. So congratulations to your victory, and make sure you stay safe, Alfama. I'll catch you later.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.